on trenches, right? The trenches are this, oh, like kind of holes in between the land, because they considered that it was a good idea for soldiers to hide from the enemy, for not being found or that easily found at the time. It's 1914, it's the beginning of 20th century. They were never been into a world war before, so they considered a trench warfare would be the best idea. No? So they were there, they lived there in trenches, which also led to lots of consequences to many of these soldiers. Let me go back. So, and they built these trenches, the kind of fortress, in order to protect their soldiers. So, and they consider it would be more difficult for the enemies or for the opposing side to attack them, right? They were large trenches, deep trenches, and it was practically soldiers' home at the time. Oh, trenches. They lived there. Okay. In our next lessons, I'm going to show you, of course, besides talking about the Treaty of Versailles, the creation of the League of Nations, and all the consequences that Germany had to live and go on of the war. Some facts that are not that well known or that do not appear in history books, that are details about how was it to be in the war by soldiers, not by all those who came victorious and won, or on the opposite side, all the losers. So, but living in the trenches was really, really challenging for them. Okay, and this was the strategy they decided to follow. So, most of the battles were held this way. No? One of the most important battles is this one, the Battle of the Marne. No, in which Germany attacked France, of course. Then in the same year, more battles. Oh, the Battle of Ypres, won by the Allied forces. At the beginning of the war, as Santiago also said, there were some victories from either one or the other side, until they say it was like a stalemate. That's the word they use, in which no one was winning anymore. No, it was like nothing was really happening. No, but well, we're going to talk about that. What happens then? Same year, the Ottoman Empire joined the conflict. Sorry, the Ottoman Empire, that of course was a very important empire at the time, one of the most important at the time, and later on, of course, after several conflicts, torn into Turkey, well, as we know it today as Turkey. But the Ottoman Empire entered the war.
Stupid. Turkish.
Then, of course, the Allies declared war on the Ottoman Empire because they knew it was going to be a tough enemy to defeat. Okay.
Pardon.
Then, of course, by the end of that first year, there was something that they called the Christmas truce. That this is a very cool, a very nice anecdote in which just for this day, for Christmas Day, soldiers agreed not to attack each other, stop shooting, stop fighting. And of course, they were not able to have a Christmas celebration, but they just agreed not to shoot for that day. And instead of that, they decided, of course, each one on each own side of the battlefield, to sing Christmas carols. No, and just for that day, there was no war for them. No, I mean, in the end, of course, they were just fighting for their nations, but they were simple human beings, right? Next year, the Battle of Gallipoli, that was also one of the most devastating battles at the time. The Battle of Gallipoli. We're going to check some more details about it. Just again, as I said, let's have a quick recall and revision as a timeline. This one, it's turned to be one of the most important moments and a turning point in the war. This boat, the Lusitania, was an American boat. At the time, as you have already mentioned, United States didn't want to join the war. It was a European conflict with, well, some important superpower nations in the other side of the world. The United States decided to keep neutral, to stay neutral, but the United States was sending supplies to the Allies because they were, well, their friends, so to speak. So this Lusitania boat was carrying supplies. It is a civilian boat, which was carrying supplies for the Allies, and Germany decided to attack the Lusitania, and it was taken as a huge offense from the United States. And this is the moment in which United States decided to join the war.
No.
Yes, Santiago.
Yeah. Actually, that moment just made the US like angry. They didn't technically join. They didn't technically join until 1917 because Woodrow Wilson was.
Yes, but this was the reason they decided to join the war.
Yes, this was like the start of the boil of the American.
It was like the cherry on top of the cake.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, but they had no intention. Actually, Woodrow Wilson decided not to take part in the war, but this was like a very personal offense, and this provoked the United States to consider seriously and join.
1917.
Okay. Then next year, more battles, the Battle of Verdun between France and Germany. Of course, we're about to finish, guys. Right? Okay, France and Germany, again, having different battles. Okay. Then we have, more battles now between Germany and Great Britain, the Battle of Jutland. Again, it's like an endless list of different battles, right? The Battle of the Somme, which is considered also one of the deadliest one in the war, the Battle of the Somme. That we'll check some details then. And this is what Santiago was saying. No? Finally, in 1917, the United States decided to join the war by declaring war on Germany because of the Lusitania Siege, right? Okay. Well, we're not going to talk about the Bolsheviks in Russia because there is another topic we're covering in the Russian Revolution that provokes, of course, eventually that Russia leaves the war. But we're talking about it after World War I. Okay, we're going to stop here for a while. We're almost done. Well, the Battle of the Marne in 1918. Then the armistice, we're going to talk about it, but just not to have a rush. We're going to check this last part of the timeline. And then, as I said before, we're going to see some other details about what anecdotes and testimonies of those who were in the war that have been gathered and collected by different people, and they put it together into different clips. And I want to share one with you. Okay. And of course, we'll finish with the consequences of the war. Okay, guys? Very good. Thank you very much, then. See you. I don't know where, but I think we're going to see soon each other, right? Have a nice Tuesday then. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.